Hello ladies and gentlemen, I'm TWK and welcome to TWK Reviews, where I review whatever is on my mind. And today we're talking about... Do I have to say it? Do I have to say it? Fine. WWE 2K Battlegrounds. But before we get to that, I'd like to thank my Plus Ultra patrons, Bobber Castaneda of Bob Reviews and Ricky Relic of something or other, whatever he's doing. Once again, he hasn't updated his YouTube channel in a while, but he's still on Twitter doing stuff. Like, you know what he thinks. And speaking of people on Twitter, my buddy at Shintaro Curl on Twitter has a book out on Amazon.com, New World by Greg Haynes. Hey, it's on paperback and digital if you've got Kindle and all that, so you know, something there, something to think about, something to ponder, and something you should also ponder doing is clicking that like and subscribe button. You know, those buttons down below, click them. Go ahead. I ain't going nowhere. Did you click it yet? Did you click those buttons? No? Alright, I can just sit here. I can just sit here. I can do this all day. Oh, now you did. Now you click the buttons. Okay, good. You see how easy it is? It's so simple. Every time you watch a YouTube video, just click the like button if you enjoy the video. That's all you gotta do. That's all you gotta do. Click like, click subscribe. That's all you gotta do whenever you watch a YouTube video. Now, even if it's just not me, you know, there's other people out there, some smaller YouTubers, even smaller than me, you know, they can also use help with the likes and the subscribes as well. So watch a YouTube video, like it, and if you enjoy the content, subscribe as well, you know? It's simple. It's so simple that even a caveman can do it. Anyways, roll that intro so we can get this over with.
Scar me and mold me, my failures are so toxic. So teach me and preach to me. This time I'm asking, oh, won't you show me just how you love so fucking miserably?
Alright, so WWE 2K Battlegrounds. It's finally come to this. Alright, so where do I start here? Gameplay is usually where I go to with these things, so let's start there, shall we? It's functional, so you know, there's that. Aside from that, I don't have too many positive things to really say about it, because it's not exactly the most intuitive system, especially because there's fatigue, there's momentum, there's a score. Where's the fucking score meter in this pick up and play game? Like, what the fuck? Like, there's just way too much going on here for this to be a pick up and play game. This is something where you're actually gonna have to study these mechanics for a bit to get used to them. And it's like, why? Why make things so complex? I thought you were making these for the casual fan. That's what I have in mind when, you know, you see all these trailers like, oh yeah, this art style, the animations is clearly going to be something that anybody can play. But no, this is not. Jesus Christ. So then that begs the question, who the fuck is this made for? Who? Like, outside of people who are just diehard WWE fans, who is this made for? Streamers? Is that it? Just people who just play all wrestling games? Is that, you know, hey, you know, you play wrestling games, so here, just have this. You know, we couldn't release 2K21 this year, so just have this instead. Just, what the fuck? At least the cage match is unique, that much is for sure. You know, having to grab money before you can escape the cage, that's at least something. And hey, sometimes the cage is electrified. That's kind of cool. It's a nice little hazardous mechanic. But aside from that, there's just one other thing that just really takes me out of this game. It's just how fucking grindy it is. Jesus fucking Christ. TNA Impact, I humbly apologize for calling you the most grindy wrestling game of all time. You do not hold a fucking candle to WWE 2K Battlegrounds, because this is just the most grindiest bullshit I have ever seen. You are not going to be unlocking any fucking buddy for fucking hours. That is unless you pay over some money. That's right, we officially have our first WWE game with microtransactions. And it is 100% bullshit. There is also a single player campaign mode, but I'll be honest, I couldn't really get into the story because It couldn't hook me. It just couldn't hook me. It just feels like a whole bunch of random bullshit events, and you're playing as this random New York person. It's like, just let me play as a create character. There's a create character mode. Let me use that to use that person in this story mode. If you're not going to have me play as WWE wrestlers, come on, what are you doing? I'm really trying hard not to be too harsh on this game, but after you play Retromania Wrestling, it's like this company had all the budget in the world, and yet this indie studio was able to create basically what, in my mind, is now the perfect pick up and play wrestling game. To me, Retromania Wrestling, that is what I have in mind when it comes to pick up and play professional wrestling video games. It's simple, it's intuitive, there aren't too many systems to overcomplicate things. It's right there, you pick up your controller and you can start fucking playing that shit. With this, you're gonna have to learn all these different systems, all these complicated controls. It's just way too much, way too much for this to be just a simple pick up and play game. And that, to me, is what they were clearly going for with this, but it fails so spectacularly. I don't know what else to say here except go play Retromania Wrestling, because that is infinitely better than this. Go play Retromania Wrestling. There you go. 2 videos in a row promoting Retromania Wrestling because it's so goddamn good. Now, hopefully 2K22 will be way better than this. And that was my review of WWE 2K Battlegrounds. Truthfully, I wanted to like it a lot more than I did. I walked into it with a super positive attitude, but I'm sorry I couldn't. I just could not. And I feel bad for the developers that worked on it too, because I'm sure they tried. I am sure that most of those developers put forth an honest to goodness effort on this game, but sometimes just it can't be helped. Anyways, I'd like to thank my Class 1B patron, Mr. Casey and more. Until next time, it's TWK of TWK Reviews telling you that there are better wrestling games out there, like Retromania Wrestling. Just go buy Retromania Wrestling. And speaking of wrestling, between Night 2 of WrestleMania, this game, and everything else, for this channel, I'm going to step away from wrestling games for a bit, and wrestling in general, and I'm going to go play some Nintendo. Okay, so I'm going to go play some Nintendo now.